All right. It says I am live. Good evening, USFFL. I'm coming to you live for Saturday Night Football in the league. Let's go ahead and post the game number out for everybody. And channel for the Eagles just kicked off. And we'll post that there. And so now people can jump into the game if they would like. And let's go ahead and let's jump in. Here we are, folks. Looks like we've maybe missed one play. So they're checking for injuries. We've had the opening kick return. Folks, we are live from Lincoln Financial Field, second straight Saturday that we are covering an Eagles home game against a division opponent. That's partially just because Saturday worked out well both weekends for me to broadcast, and there was one Saturday game to go. So Saturday has become the NFC East showcase. So here we go. Eagles get the opening drive. They're taking it from their 20, and it's a little dump pass to Jalen Rager, and that's complete. 15-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage in this game. Let's get the card image going here. And I would like to see where we're at for the day. Carson Wentz is at quarterback starting today for the Eagles. A week ago, when we covered that game, Wentz was not starting. It was Jalen Hurts, and Wentz came in for like the final drive, basically, is all. So let's take a look at injuries. They're actually referring to it. The coaches are. So Dak Prescott is out. So the Cowboys won't have their best quarterback for this division contest. So we should expect to see Andy Dalton. And for Philadelphia, Boston Scott, I think he's probably uh, a little overused because he had to cover for Miles Sanders. But I guess the good news is that means Miles Sanders is back. Harlan suggesting maybe Miles Sanders could use another week of rest. Hey, I know Harlan's just looking out for Bruce there. It's purely a selfless move he's got there. Dallas on defense here, and it's an inside run to Miles Sanders, and he's got a 3-yard gain. Boy, you can see on his card there how good that looks. It was difficult watching the Eagles offense try to produce last week without him. Having him back makes a big difference. 2nd and 7 now. Eagles at their own 38. And there's a pass. We have a incomplete pass to Deshaun Jackson, and that sets up a 3rd and 7. So we've got our first third down conversion here, or I should say for third down conversion attempt. Eagles will stay in the 2 tight ends. Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz make quite a tight end combination, so we should expect to see the Eagles running that single setback 2 tight end formation. And here's a pitch out on 3rd and 7 to Miles Sanders. He's going to try to run for it, and he's just a little short, 5-yard gain. So Sanders comes up a little bit short, gets it out to the 43, and the Eagles are going to punt from there. Eagles come into this game 3-4, 1 game behind the Giants. 2-5 is the record on the season for Dallas. And the Eagles have changed to going for it. Opening drive from their own 43, and that is a line book to Miles Sanders, and he picks up 2 yards. Now that is a gutsy call. Opening drive, 4th and 2 at your own 43. He does have a good offensive line ahead of Miles Sanders, but that's a gutsy call. It works out. And it's a 3rd down conversion. Eagles now 1st and 10 at their own 45. Cowboys defense thinking they're running again, but it's a deep ball to Deshaun Watson. We have an incompletion, and actually we have a penalty as well. 5-yard mark off against the offense. Wipe off the incompletion, and it's 1st and 15. Eagles at their 40. Carson Wentz doing good for the Colts this season in real life, but boy, last year he was a turnover machine. Here's a quick slant to Richard Rodgers. Defense guessing run again, and that's a 9-yard completion. And that'll get him to 2nd and 6 at the 49-yard line. Xavier Woods on the tackle. Eagles back into the 2 tight end formation. Dallas operating out of the 4-3. Leighton Vander Esch, the middle linebacker for Dallas, is like 3rd in the USFFL in tackles. Here's a quick slant right to his zone, and that's complete. Zach Ertz has a 1st down and more, 23 yards. If that number sounds familiar, you know it is 10 on the defensive card. And the Eagles are now down into field goal range, 1st and 10 at the Dallas 28. Here's a square into Jalen Rigger. It's incomplete. And that was the only incompletion, as it was guessed wrong by the defense. Harlan showing the flexibility here to mix in a lot of run calls here. He's watching out for Miles Sanders for sure. And you've got a turnover-prone quarterback and a breakaway running back. We're going to see some run calls maybe here defensively. Here's a sideline pass to Jalen Rigger. He's got it. It's a 4-yard gain. That'll set up a more manageable 3rd down. It's 3rd and 6 for the Eagles at the 24-yard line of Dallas. Field goal from here would be 2 through 9. And very likely would be if they gain a little bit or lose a little bit of yardage here. So safe field goal range. You might look at passing here. Still the 2 tight end formation. Dallas drops back into the nickel. They're also showing blitz here on 3rd down. Opening drive of this football game, and on 3rd and 6, they're going to try to run again. Miles Sanders up the middle. Inside run. Defense was looking pass. Sanders on his card. Hits the short gain on 6. And that's going to be a 13-yard gain for Miles Sanders. Oh, it is not actually. We had a successful containment by the defense, and that stops him short. 4th and 1 at the 19, and he's kicking that field goal. Jake Elliott puts it through. So interesting, he didn't go for 4th and 1 at the 16, but he did go for 4th and 2 at his own 43. Bruce probably deciding he just couldn't walk away from the points, and he does walk away with the 3-0 lead here after the first drive. 9:36 to go here in the first quarter. Dallas taking over now at their own 25. Ezekiel Elliott, the single setback. They're coming out of the 2 tight end formation. And it's off tackle to Zeke Elliott. And that's going to be a 6-yard gain, beating the nose tackle with a 5 on the white die. It's 2nd and 4. Off tackle again to Elliott on 2nd down. And it's a 2-yard loss. This time the defense guessed run. And got the tackle for loss there by Derek Barnett. And that sets up a 3rd and 6. Elliott's still back there, but Andy Dalton now out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers with Gallup in the slot. Eagles dropping into the nickel. Eagles having an amazing blitz from their line. Here's a short pass to Dalton Schultz. He's double teamed and incomplete. Great call by Harlan on defense. And that was only 1 slot away, a 9 instead of a 10. 10 was an automatic pick. But they'll have to punt. 3 and out for Dallas, punting from their 29. And it's a boomer, folks. That is snake eyes. That's a 58-yard punt, and it's going to roll 5 more yards. And talk about flipping that field position. Eagles are now inside their own 10-yard line. They'll start from the 8. Eagles will have their second drive of the game here. Already up 3-0. Eagles in Dallas playing in the late season as well, 1 week before the final week. 2 tight end formation. Deshaun Jackson out to the left, Jalen Reagor out to the right, and it's going to be a sideline pass to Jalen Rager. Dallas doubled a zone, but not the right one. We've got a yak possibility, and Jalen Rager is going to pick up just a single yard on that one. And that makes it 2nd and 9 for Philadelphia from their 9. Dallas stays in the 4-3. Eagles are down a receiver in this game. Travis Fulgham is still hurt. And here's an off-tackle run. Miles Sanders, and he's got a 7-yard pickup, and that's going to set up 3rd down and 2 out to their 16. So Dallas going to try to put the brakes on here and force them to punt inside their own red zone. On 3rd and 2, Corey Clement is coming in at tailback for the Eagles. Defense guessing run on 3rd and 2, but it's a quick out. Zach Ertz from the tight end position. He's got it. That's a 9-yard completion. And the Eagles have moved the chains. Eagles in the midst of several consecutive division games, as we mentioned before. Last weekend against the Giants. And now they're playing Dallas. And then next week they'll play the Giants yet again. Harlan guessing run again, but it's a short pass to Deshaun Jackson. That's incomplete. Carson Wentz misses it on his card with a roll of 7. And that's 2nd and 10. This time the defense is guessing run on a run call, but it's to the defensive card, and that's a 7-yard gain for Miles Sanders. We also have an injury on the play. It looks like Anthony Brown for Dallas has gone down. That's a left cornerback 0, so no big harm there. 3rd down and 3 now for Philly at their own 32. Defense showing 4-3. They're blitzing, and they're guessing short yardage defensively, but it is a deep pass. Bruce catches the defense looking run. He's throwing over the top. We've got a receiver result, and because of the blitz, it is an automatic long gain. There he goes inside the 40, to the 30, into the 10, down to the 5, almost to the end zone. 63-yard pass. Wentz to Jalen Rager, hitting the crosshairs on a receiver result on long pass. Safety blitz costing the long gain, and it's 1st and goal. And we have a 5-yard penalty on the 1st down snap. Eagles backed up to their 10. Or I should say to the Dallas 10. 1st and goal still at the Dallas 10-yard line. Big pass play to Jalen Rager. And here's a pitch out to Miles Sanders. They're going to try to score around the end. It goes to his card. It hits the long gain number, and you know that's in there. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders hits the long gain on end run wrong on his card on a 4. And from the 10-yard line, he runs it in. And after the gigantic 63-yard completion to Jalen Rager, Miles Sanders runs it in and puts the Eagles on top 10-0. So the Eagles score on both of their first 2 drives of this game, take a 10-0 lead. We're ready now for Dallas's second drive of the game. They were 3 and out. And actually, I stand corrected. No, it's Dallas's second drive of the game. Their first game was 3 plays, 4 yards, and a punt. Here's a short pass to Dalton Schultz, and that's going to be the 1st down they need. 10-yard completion. Andy Dalton linking up with the tight end there. And it's 1st and 10 at the 35. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter from Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles out to a quick 10-0 lead. Cowboys going to a 3 wide receiver formation, and it's a square out pass. Michael Gallup is the receiver, and he's got a 13-yard gain. That went to receiver on the quarterback card, and he hit his number. Gallup for 13. And Dallas Back-to-back first down passes from Andy Dalton, and they are 1st and 10 out to the 48 now. Defense guessing run, but it's a deep ball to Amari Cooper. It's a result of receiver and incomplete. Amari Cooper with 6 completions on long pass wrong, including a couple of long gains, but he just missed it, and it's 2nd and 10. Good gamble for Harlan. He picked the right time on that. 2nd and 10. Eagles out of the 4-3 defense. And they're going to run it up the middle to Zeke Elliott. And that's going to be short gain on his card. It was on wrong, and Zeke Elliott's got a first down and more. That's 16 yards. That's across the midfield stripe and down to the 36-yard line. Cowboys already in the fringe of field goal position here. They'll shift back to a blocking back formation, and they're going to run it off tackle to Zeke Elliott. And Zeke hits the snake eyes on the defensive card. That's a result of 34 is what it says, but Zeke only can go 31. It's a 31-yard run, and the Cowboys are now 1st and goal at the 5. Zeke looking good here in the early part of this game. Eagles guessing run again. Short pass. Blake Bell. Touchdown. The 4th string, or I should say the 3rd string tight end comes through, and Dallas is on the board. Andy Dalton to Blake Bell. Extra point is up and good. Zerline hits that one, and it's 10-7. Dallas on the board. Here's the kick deep into the end zone. Eagles will down it there and take it at the 25. So still in the first quarter. 2:24 to go. Eagles taking over. They're still up 10-7. Two tight end formation for the Eagles offense. Miles Sanders. Not a lot of depth at the running back position. It's going to be a lot of Sanders in this game, and he'll have to manage those carries. Here's a short pass. Dallas Goedert with the slant pass over the middle. It's incomplete. Carson Wentz again hitting the 7 on his short pass card. And as I said, he didn't have the best year last year. 7's incomplete, right, wrong, and double teamed. 2nd and 10 now. Cowboys stay in the 4-3. Here's another short pass to Dallas Goedert. This time he hits it. Wentz with an 11-yard completion. Wentz is 8 of 12 now, 134 yards. 1st and 10 out to the 36. Standard formation for both teams. Two tight ends for the Eagles. And here's an off tackle. Miles Sanders running to his left. Goes to the defensive card, and he's got the split roll, 15 yards across midfield. Miles Sanders has the Eagles now 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Dallas's defense rated poor against the run, rated poor against the pass. The defense is guessing run. It's a square in. Jalen Reagor has it. He's got a 6-yard completion, and the yards after the catch adds 24. That's inside the red zone, down to the 19. Jalen Reagor, 5 catches for 112 yards in the first quarter here for Carson Wentz. And for the 2nd time, he puts the Eagles offense into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. Here's a quick out pass to Dallas Goedert, tight end. Goes to his card, and that's a good place, 7 yards. 2nd and 3 at the Dallas 12. Still 2 tight end. Cowboys showing blitz out of the 4-3. Here's another sideline pass. Jalen Reagor. The defense is guessing run. Good opportunity, but it's going to be a split roll and incomplete. Would have only been 2 yards had it been completed. And that's going to set up a big third down opportunity for both teams. 3rd and 3 Eagles at the Dallas 12. And that has finished our first quarter. We move to the second quarter. Eagles on top at home, 10-7. Dallas showing blitz out of the 4-3 again. They're calling pass, but they're running it. Corey Clement up the middle. That's 6 yards. And that'll convert for a first down. The run was actually capped at 4 yards for this backup running back, third stringer. But it was enough to convert, and it's 1st and goal, Eagles at the 8. Dallas will stay in the 4-3 with the blitz being shown. Richard Rodgers comes in at tight end instead of Zach Ertz. And here's a sneak to Carson Wentz on 1st and goal at the 8, and it's a 3-yarder. 2nd and goal at the 5. Saw that a little bit in last week's game. Bruce Mogg every now and then likes to run that quarterback up the middle from what I've seen. And, when you're dealing with limited running back carries at your disposal, it's not too difficult to see why that might be the case. 4-3 showing blitz again for the Cowboys. 2nd and goal from the 5. And it's a crossing pass to Jalen Reagor. And that's a result of defender, and it's a touchdown. Jalen Reagor into the end zone. Carson Wentz now 11 of 16 for 176 yards and a touchdown. And he has the Eagles up 17-7 at home. 13:30 to go here, second quarter. And there's a kick 1 yard deep. Tony Pollard brings it out, and that's a good decision. 28-yard return out to the 27. Pollard does have a touchdown possibility on his kick returns. And with that being only 1 yard deep, no surprise that Harlan decided to bring it out. So Dallas down by 10 points again here, early second quarter here in Philly. They're guessing run defensively, but here's a screen to Ezekiel Elliott, and that's going to be a 13-yard completion out to the 40-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott still the single setback. Cooper and Michael Gallup are split out. Eagles defense out of the 4-3. Blitz ratings across that line are amazing. Brandon Graham with the 12. Fletcher Cox at 10, who is among the league leaders in sacks. Hargrove is an 8. And here's a must run by Andy Dalton, and he's got 12 yards. Another first down. Andy Dalton converting. And the Cowboys are quickly across midfield, 1st and 10 at the 48. And here's an off-tackle run on first down. Ezekiel Elliott to his card. That's a 6-yard pickup, but it's on the turf. Elliott fumbles the ball. There's a scramble. Let's see what we've got here. And the Eagles have the ball, and they are going to fall on it. Let's see. Yes, the Eagles fall on the ball. TJ Edwards scoops it up. Ezekiel Elliott on the fumble. And that's a critical turnover right now. Eagles take over at their own 42. They're already up 17-7. And the much maligned Dallas defense needs to get to work here. 2 tight end formation. Here's a quick out to the left to Richard Rodgers. And that's going to be a result of receiver, and it's a 10-yard completion. Boy, Richard Rodgers in the flat on right. He has double-digit completions on 5, 6, and 7 on his card. And that's the 3rd tight end on this team. It's a completion across midfield. Eagles 1st and 10 at the Dallas 48. Right back to the 2 tight end formation. Here's an inside run to Miles Sanders. It's a pickup of 4. The Eagles will take that 4-yard gain because the defense was guessing right. 2nd and 6 at the Dallas 44. Jalen Reagor, as we have discussed, having a big game for the Eagles here, over 100 yards receiving in that first quarter. Here's another run up the middle to Miles Sanders. Defense was looking past that time, and from his card, Miles Sanders has converted this one. That's going to be a 19-yard gain on his card, and that gets it all the way down to the 25-yard line. So the Eagles are knocking on the door again. Miles Sanders, 10 carries for 77 yards already. And here we have a short pass, 12-yard completion. Dallas Goedert again. That's his third catch. And the Eagles are now in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the Dallas 13-yard line. The Eagles are putting up quite a bit of points here. And offensively, they rank 30th in points scored on the year. So the Eagles have not put up a lot of points on the year, ranking 30th, averaging only 18.7 points a game. But they've got 17 here in the early second quarter, and they're about ready to knock on the door with some more. Second and 10 after a incompletion to Deshaun Jackson. Cowboys showing blitz out of the 4-3, making use of that free safety. And here's a screen to Miles Sanders. One man in the zone. It's a completion for 5 yards. There is a penalty, and that's actually an encroachment on the Dallas defense. So wipe out that completion. They'll march off the 5 yards and can still keep it at second down. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles at the Dallas 8. They can get a first down inside that 5-yard line. Dallas showing blitz with their safety again. Carson Wentz has looked good here in the first half. He's throwing short again to Dallas Goedert. And it's complete. Touchdown. Carson Wentz now goes over 200 yards passing here in the early second quarter. 14 of 20, 206 on the day, and 2 touchdowns. And with this extra point, Elliott puts it through. The Eagles are up 24-7 on the Cowboys at home. Still 8 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter. So the Eagles, who got a field goal on their opening possession, have put together 3 straight touchdown possessions after that to take a commanding lead, and also points off turnovers, capitalizing on Ezekiel Elliott's critical fumble. Cowboys taking over now, down 17 at their own 25, and here's a 1-yard loss. Ezekiel Elliott tried to go left off tackle, and there was nothing doing there. It's 2nd and 11. Zeke Elliott with 6 carries, 56 yards rushing. He did have that 31-yarder to set up the first touchdown, or their only touchdown, I should say. Tight ends are out of the game. It's 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs. Here's a short pass. CeeDee Lamb. Dalton's looking for him, and he hits. That's an 11-yard completion, just enough for the first down. First and 10. Cowboys out to the 35-yard line. They're going to shift to a run approach by formation anyway, blocking back. And they're going to do a little square and pass over the middle. Amari Cooper's there, and he's got a 9-yard completion. 6 on the white die, beating the linebacker at 2nd down and 1. Wow, Eagles already have 290 yards of offense in this game. Here's an inside run. Zeke Elliott on 2nd and 1, and he's got the first down and more. That's a good 17-yard pickup. Ezekiel Elliott gets it down to the Philly 39-yard line. Both running backs looking pretty good so far in this early part of the game. Here's a sideline pass to Amari Cooper. He is double teamed, and that's incomplete. There were 2 men in the zone, and the receiver was double teamed. So, very dangerous dump pass there by Andy Dalton. He escapes that. 2nd and 10 now at the Eagles 39. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Dallas desperately needing to score here, trailing by 17 on the road. Here's a look-in pass over the middle to Ezekiel Elliott. And we've got a yak rating situation, and that's going to be a 2-yard loss. Make no mistake, Ezekiel Elliott can put the afterburners on. He's got the A-rated yak, but he got the worst possible roll there. Lost a couple yards, and it's now 3rd down and 10 at the Philly 39-yard line. So the Eagles will drop back into the nickel, guarding that short pass. 3 wide receivers here, but it's going to be a draw to Elliott. They're going to try to pick it up with that, and it's a short gain on 3rd and 10. Ezekiel Elliott busts through with an 11-yard gain. Gutsy call for Harlan, and it gets the job done. 1st and 10 now at the 28 of Philadelphia. Andy Dalton back to pass, looking short. Amari Cooper, and that's going to be a completion. 15 yards. Defensive card, result of defender. And that's going to get into the red zone. Cowboys now 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 13-yard line. Eagles inside their red zone defensively. They're going to show blitz just like the Cowboys have been. Cowboys will show the 2 tight end formation that the Eagles have been featuring. And here's a quick out to one of those tight ends, Dalton Schultz. And that's going to be a 6-yard pickup. Nice gain on 1st down to set up a more manageable situation. 2nd and 4 at the Philly 7. Just under 4 minutes to go before halftime here. 2nd and 4, you can do a lot of things with your offensive playbook. Eagles showing blitz. They're calling run defensively, and it's a short pass. Dalton Schultz, it's a touchdown. There's a flag. And let's see who that's on. And it's a holding call against Dallas. So mark off that touchdown and back them up 10. Cowboys now 2nd and 14, back at the Eagles' 17-yard line. They'll go back to a 2 tight end look with Dalton in the shotgun, Ezekiel Elliott beside him. Eagles D stays in the 4-3. They're showing blitz again. Cowboys going to go to the screen pass. Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield, and that's not good. Incomplete. Found an empty spot on that defensive card, and that leaves you a tough 3rd down situation. 3rd and 14. Cowboys have the receivers, I believe. Michael Gallup averages 14.3. That's your best bet to pick up 14 on a result of receiver. It's a sideline pass to Amari Cooper. There's a linebacker there. So Harlan going to try to sneak in a conversion here. And that's 7 yards. So he didn't pick it up. He got half of it. And that sets up 4th and 7 at the Eagles' 10. Greg Zuerlein's going to come on for the field goal attempt. 2 through 10, and he boots it through. So that's an important field goal. Makes it a 2-score game. 24-10 now. Eagles are up, and they're going to go ahead and get the kickoff deep and down it. So Eagles take over at their own 25-yard line. They're up by 14 still, 24-10, and there's 2:24 remaining. Let these guys know. I'll get back to them. All right, let's go back. Let's see. Where's my game? Here it is. So we're still 1st and 10 at the 25. With 2:24 to go, Eagles are going to have to do a little bit of work to keep the clock from being a big factor. Here's a dump pass to Goddard. That's 7 yards. It's a nice pickup on 1st down. Could be worse because it was with 0 men on the defensive card. Cowboys will take that 7. And it's 2nd and 3 now at the 32-yard line. 2-minute warning here in Philadelphia. Eagles treating the home fans good. Up by 2 touchdowns. 2-minute offense again. Wentz operating under center still, though, with both tight ends out there, Goddard and Richard Rodgers. Cowboys showing the nickel. Still 2 minutes and all three timeouts. Plenty of time here to make some noise. Here's an off tackle run to Corey Clement, and he's got a 6-yard pickup. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Out to the 38. And the Eagles are moving along in the hurry up offense here, now down to 1:37 to go here in the first half. Cowboys will stay in the nickel. This time, Wentz will operate out of the shotgun. Clement is still the running back at his side. And here's a quick out, little dump pass to Richard Rodgers. That's a result of receiver and incomplete. We mentioned a moment ago that Richard Rodgers, even on flat right, has consecutive completions on 5, 6, and 7. Well, he rolled a 4 there, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Eagles at their 38. Still two tight ends, this time back under center. Cowboys staying in the nickel and guessing pass. Here's a pitch out. Miles Sanders. That's going to be a 7-yard gain. He's tackled. And there is an offsides penalty against Dallas. So that's a big penalty because it wipes off a 7-yard gain, replaces it with a 5-yard one, but you save the down. And more importantly, he'd been tackled in bounds. So that saves a timeout with the penalty. And it's 2nd and 5, Philly at the 43-yard line. Dallas will switch to the 4-2-5 defense, showing an open look in zone, at least at this point, because the Eagles are still in the run set of two tight end formation. He can drop another defensive back into that open zone pretty easily. Dallas desperately needing to keep him from scoring here. Here's a sneak play up the middle to Carson Wentz, and that's going to be 6 yards and a first down. Pretty smart on a 2nd and 5. You get enough to complete that first down and move the chains, and you're saving those runs for your running back. Again, the Eagles are a little bit challenged on lower number of run carries with one of his running backs tired this week. Benched for overusage. Eagles at their own 49 now, 1st and 10. They're down to 2 timeouts. There's 1:15 to go here before halftime. And here's a short pass to Dallas Goedert, a common target. We've got a split roll for an interception, but it's incomplete. That split roll was on the defensive card, and it was only an interception on a 2 and 3. But a missed opportunity, considering how bad that short pass card is. It's 2nd and 10 now. Two tight end formation. Wentz under the center again. They're guessing run. It's a short pass to Jalen Reagor. That's complete, 10 yards and a first down. Now down to the 41-yard line of Dallas. We're going to see what they're going to do here. I think they're going to call timeout. They got 2 left. And they don't. They're going to save that timeout. Hurry up offense. Now 45 seconds left to go. Philly still with 2 timeouts, 1st and 10 at the Dallas 41-yard line. Wentz operating out of the shotgun, still with the 2 tight end formation. Cowboys will operate out of the 4-3 standard set. Here's an inside run to Miles Sanders. Defense guessing pass, and Sanders is through, and he's down inside the red zone to the 15-yard line. Miles Sanders with a big 26-yard gain and is now over 100 yards. 11 carries, 103 for Miles Sanders here in the first half. Welcome back, MS. Philly takes a timeout. They're down to 1 timeout left, 37 seconds to go here in the first half. Eagles up 14, looking to add on to it. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 15. Once again, 2 tight end formation under center. 4-3 defense, short pass, Jalen Reagor. This time they're doubling Goddard instead. Flushed out of the pocket. Wentz rolls, looks in the flat. He's got a 7-yard completion. Zach Ertz with his third catch. He's got one timeout left. I think he's going to take it here. You almost have to. You don't. He saves the timeout. Down to 15 seconds left. It's all right. Everybody manages that 2-minute clock a little different. 15 seconds left. Philly still has one timeout. It's 2nd and 3 at the Dallas 8-yard line. Boy, a touchdown here would put you up 3 touchdowns. Dallas desperately needing a stop. 2nd and 3 from the 8. I would think you pass here to reserve an incomplete pass. You miss the timeout. Here's a short pass. Passing indeed to Dallas Goedert, but forced out of the pocket. He's running with it, and Wentz he's converted the first down, but he did not get the touchdown. Must run there for 5 yards. That's setting up a 1st and goal at the 3, and I think you got to call the timeout here. And they don't. Wait, they did, didn't they? Yes, they took their last timeout. So 1st and goal, Eagles at the 3-yard line, 8 seconds left, but they have no timeouts. So you can't run it here and you can't get sacked. You certainly can run it if you want to get 3 yards and a touchdown, and that would be a bold call here because you know you can get 2 plays with an incomplete pass. So why not take the 2 shots unless it's because you think they're guessing pass. Eagles operating out of the shotgun, 2 tight ends. Miles Sanders sits beside Wentz. Cowboys showing blitz this time out of the 4-3. Big play here. Like I say, a run would be a big gamble. And they're not running. It's another short pass. Dallas Goedert again to the defensive card. Touchdown! Defender XR 15. And with a white die of 5, Goddard scores for the 2nd time here in the quarter. And with no time on the clock on the final play of the half, the Eagles take a commanding 31-10 lead. So we go to halftime. Eagles are up by 3 touchdowns, 31 points from a team that ranked 30th in points this year so far, averaging only 18.7 per game. Harlan's ready to go ahead and get the second half rolling. I don't blame him. Hasn't been a one of good fortune for him. The Philadelphia Eagles have 360 yards of offense in the first half. Unbelievable. That's a great first half. And the opening kick of the second half, taken at the 2 and a short return. The Cowboys taking over at their own 20-yard line. I'm sorry, at their own 17-yard line. And here's a square out to Michael Gallup, and that's going to be 30 yards on the defensive card. There was a man there, but a 6 on the white die converts that to no men, and with double sixes, that's a 30-yard gain to Gallup all the way out to the 47. We do have an injury on those triple sixes. And it's the middle linebacker for Philadelphia, TJ Edwards. TJ is a 4 against the run, 4 against the pass, and a 4 blitz rating, and all zeros in to replace. So a little bit of a hurt there. Here's a dump pass, 4-yard completion. And it's 2nd and 6. Little short pass there to Ezekiel Elliott. 2nd and 6. Cowboys already in Eagle territory. That injury to the Eagles middle linebacker now gives the Cowboys defense 3 0-rated linebackers to look at when Andy Dalton's standing over the center. Here's another quick slant. This time it's Blake Bell, and that's incomplete. 3rd down and 6. Cowboys are down 21. Here's a sideline pass to Noah Brown. And that goes to the defensive card. It's a short gain. One of those 0-rated linebackers just getting abused there. And that's 15 yards. Noah Brown with his first catch in this game. Darius Slay brings him down, and it's 1st and 10 Dallas at the 34. I wouldn't count Dallas out with their weapons and 3-0 rated linebackers to dump pass on. You're just going to have to take it one score at a time. Flushed out of the pocket, don't throw into the flat, and it's incomplete. It's too bad. It ended up with 0 men in the zone and hit the result of receiver, and Ezekiel couldn't convert that. 2nd and 10, Dallas at the 34. Here's an inside run. Zeke Elliott against a pass defense, and that's a 6-yard gain. Zeke Elliott, 9 carries, 90 yards. He's doing very well, but Zeke actually came into this game trailing only Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook in carries. But they've passed 19 and run him only 9 times. Sometimes the game situation dictates that you got to pass more than you want to. Speaking of which, here's a slant pass to the tight end Dalton Schultz, and that's 11 yards and a 3rd down conversion on 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4, the Eagles defense was guessing Elliott, but Dalton hit Dalton. Andy Dalton to Dalton Schultz, and it's now 1st and 10 in the red zone. Cowboys at the 17-yard line of the Eagles. Eagles out of the 4-3 will show blitz. They're guessing run, and it is a run. Ezekiel Elliott, that's a 6-yard gain, though. They're going to actually wipe that off. They're going to accept a 5-yard penalty. Eagles came across into the neutral zone, and it's 1st and 5, Dallas at the Eagles' 12-yard line. Here's a little sideline pass to Amari Cooper. Result of receiver, and that is 8 yards and a 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4. So Dallas fighting to stay in this one. They'll stay in the 2 tight end formation. Eagles showing blitz, calling pass, but it's a run up the middle. Ezekiel Elliott, almost 3 yards. He's 1 yard short. Cowboys, 2nd and goal at the 1. Up the middle again, Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got it. Hard to stop a man at the 1 yard line. Elliott gets through there. And that's a touchdown that's going to cut it to a 2-score game. The extra point, Greg Zuerlein punches it through. And your score from Philly is now Eagles 31, Cowboys 17. Back to a 14-point game. And here's a kick return out to the 23-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over with 9:36 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eagles looking for back-to-back division wins after beating the Giants at home last week. They'll stay in the 2 tight end formation. Cowboys are going to show blitz out of the 4-3, and here's a short pass, but incomplete. I'm sorry, that pass did not happen. He was sacked, brought down by Xavier Woods. So Harlan defensively looking to make some noise, make something happen, goes to the safety blitz on 1st down and gets it. And the Eagles are now behind the chain, 2nd and 15 at their own 18-yard line. They'll stay in the 2 tight ends, and Dallas will drop to the deeper nickel, 4-2-5. And Wentz is going to pass right into it. Short pass. Rager's got it. That's 10 yards. So it's just the 5-yard penalty, the difference right now. It's 3rd and 5. Eagles from their own 28. Jalen Rager continuing to have a big day here for Philly. 8 catches, 137, and a touchdown. He had the big 63-yard reception that set up the first score. Big 3rd and 5 here. Dallas stays in the 4-2-5. So the look-in pass looks open. Wentz barking out signals. Let's see what the call is. He's running it right up the middle to Miles Sanders, and the defense is guessing run, and there's no gain. So good call defensively, Harlan. gets a stop and is forcing the Eagles to punt. First punt of the game for the Eagles. And it's a boomer. That's a 57-yard punt, rolls another 5 yards, and Dallas takes over at their 10. So deep field position for the Cowboys, deep in their own territory, but still, they've scored a touchdown to cut it to a 2-touchdown lead. And now they've got the ball back. Here's Ezekiel Elliott, 6-yard gain off tackle on his card. Ezekiel now joins Miles Sanders, topping 100 yards on the day, 12 for 100. 2nd and 4, Dallas from their 16. Here's a short pass to Amari Cooper, and that's going to be a penalty, actually. And they have backed him up. 5-yard penalty makes it a 2nd down and 9 at the Dallas 11. Andy Dalton trying to bring the Cowboys from a big deficit. And here's a deep ball. They're going to try to do it quickly. Michael Gallup is looking for it, but it's incomplete. That went to an empty spot on the defensive card, and it's 3rd and 9. Last couple of third downs, Harlan's try to run and a flat pass. It's getting kind of late, down 2 touchdowns. I think 3rd and 9, you got to throw short here. He might be looking that way too. He's got 4 wide receivers in the game. Tony Pollard comes in to substitute for Ezekiel Elliott. Dalton out of the shotgun, and he's looking short. CeeDee Lamb is the target, and he's got it. CeeDee Lamb with a clutch catch, 12 yards and a 1st down. And that saves Dallas from having to punt from back inside their 11, 10-yard line. Dalton not too bad on the day, 15 of 23 for a $169 and a touchdown. Tony Pollard stays in the game in this blocking back formation. But they're going to throw short to Amari Cooper, and we have an incompletion. It was an interception split roll again on the defensive card. So once again, Andy Dalton had an opportunity with 3 men on the short pass card, but hit that possible interception. 2nd and 10 now. Dallas at 23. 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eagles up at home, 31-17. Dallas 3 wide receivers. Pollard is the setback again. And the Eagles, no fear, showing blitz out of the 4-3. Safety coming up close. 2nd and 10, maybe you attack that. He's going deep to CeeDee Lamb, but it's sacked. Didn't have time to get it off, and Brandon Graham got him. Big 8-yard loss. Brandon Graham with a big play defensively from the left end spot there, and that makes it 3rd down and 18 for the Cowboys. They'll go back to 4 wide receivers. Pollard the single setback, and the Eagles will sit in the dime. Almost expect the Cowboys not to go long here. From 18 yards away, I think maybe you attack these flats. But he's going to pitch it out. That's a good call, too. A run, and it's just 1 yard. Plenty of opportunities for some good gains there, but Pollard missed it. And Dallas is punting. 4th and 17 from their 16-yard line. And that punt gets across midfield, and it's down to the 37, and a fair catch there. So with 4:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter, Eagles holding on to a 14-point advantage and take over at their 37. Dallas showing blitz out of the 4-3 again. And here's a quick out to Zach Ertz, the tight end. And we have hit a result of receiver, and it's an 8-yard gain by Ertz. Bobbled it for a second, but held on. It looked like he was about to fumble that ball. 1 and 2 on a 6-sided dice would have been a fumble. 2nd and 2. Eagles at their own 45, staying in the 2 tight end formation here. And on 2nd and 2, it's a sneak right up the middle, and Wentz has 6 yards on his card. And that'll get the ball into Dallas territory, 1st and 10 at the 49. Wentz has added 20 yards rushing to this game and had a very good day passing the ball. This offense has been dynamic. 360 yards offense in the first half for the Eagles, if you missed that stat. Crazy. And here's an inside run up the middle. Miles Sanders, just to pick up a 2 yards there. Left guard needed to be a 6, and that's a weak spot on the Eagles line right now. So 2nd and 8 at the Dallas 47. Dallas operating out of the 4-3. They have a couple zero-rated linebackers themselves. Run up the middle again to Miles Sanders, and that's going to be a 5-yard gain, beating the defensive right tackle. And it's 3rd and 3. So this is a really big down for the Cowboys because you're down 14 and you're almost to the fourth quarter. Eagles are at the 42. So they're, first down here, they're getting into that field goal range, and that would be a huge field goal. So big 3rd and 3 here for the defense. Wentz waving the crowd to quiet down on this 3rd and 3. Or so we guess. And then he backs up and looks. It looks long. He's launching it to Deshaun Jackson, and it's incomplete. Wentz on his own card missed it, but gutsy call, good call. I like the call, really. Opportunity to put the game away, but it's incomplete, and they will punt. And it's a coffin corner, and not the best one. It goes out at the 15. There was a offsides call. It was on the Eagles, though, and Dallas will decline it and take over at their 15-yard line. So 148 to go, plus a fourth quarter. And Dallas needs 2 touchdowns. From their 15, they start over here. Short pass, Amari Cooper. It's incomplete. There is a flag, but it's Dallas called for holding. Eagles take that penalty, backs it up 1st and 17, Dallas from their 8-yard line. Two tight end formation for Dallas. Cooper and Gallup are split out wide. Eagles will go ahead and set up in the nickel on 1st and 17. Dallas deep in their own territory. You got to get the one touchdown to make the game doable, and they're going to throw short. Michael Gallup, and it's an 11-yard completion that is wiped off on a penalty. Back Dallas up again, 1st and 21 now from their 4. That was a dangerous pass when you look at all the blitzers that the Eagles have across their line to be throwing short at your own 8-yard line. But I understand the desperation situation. Cowboys now to the blocking back formation. Eagles will stay in the nickel on 1st and 21. Dallas from their 4. They're running it here. Off tackle. Elliott on his card. Nothing doing. 0. Hit that 5 where the basic rules fumble sits. Short gains on 6 and 7 after that, but he missed it. That's a big miss, too. 2nd and 21. Dallas from their 4. Eagles once again in the nickel. I wouldn't be surprised to see Elliott run this one again here. But then you have all those 0 linebackers, so maybe not. Dalton's out of the shotgun, and he's going to give the run up the middle to Elliott, and it's 4 yards. Missed that short gain a little bit again there. And now a big 3rd down, 3rd and 17 at the 8. I say big 3rd down. It really only is if you convert it. 4 wide receivers. Elliott the single setback. Dalton out of the shotgun. Eagles dropping into the dime. So you can get the free run if you want, but From the shotgun, you're going up the middle. And they're going to go. It's a draw, Elliott, and that's going to be just 1 yard. He missed a short game with 2 boxes on the defensive card by 1. So all 3 runs on this particular possession, Elliott just barely missed the big gain. But they punt from the 16, and it is to the 45. And a nice return. Greg Ward takes that return across midfield for 13 yards. And the Eagles will start this possession in Dallas territory, 1st and 10 at the 43, as we now move into the 4th quarter. So the Eagles now have the clock on their side, up 14. They also have the ball at the Dallas 43. And here's a square in to Jalen Reagor. Nice pickup, 7 yards. Reagor with his 9th catch. 2nd and 3 at the Dallas 36-yard line. From here, a field goal would be 2-5. And you got to think that really, with 14 minutes to go, a field goal and a 17-point lead it's not enough to clinch it. But if I'm the coach, I feel pretty beat at that point. You got to keep this within 2 scores. 2nd and 3. Cowboys are going to show blitz with their safety out of the 4-3. Still out of the tight end, 2 tight end formation. Clement is the single setback behind Wentz. And here's a quick out to Dallas Goedert. And it went to the zone where no one's there. Result of receiver, and it's a 3-yard gain. So a little short game, but enough for the first down conversion. Goedert now 7 catches on the day. He and Jalen Reagor getting the majority of the work here with a combined 16 catches for Jalen Reagor and Dallas Goedert. Just 6 catches for the rest of the team. Here's an off-tackle run, Miles Sanders, and that's a 5-yard gain. 6 Whiteside die beats the tackle at 2nd and 5 at the 28 of Dallas. And from here, you're now down into the 2-9 range on the field goal. So I would expect a little conservatism offensively here from Philly, but we'll see. They're 2nd and 5 at the 28. Dallas out of the 4-3, and it's an off-tackle run. Miles Sanders again, 6 yards and a first down. That was snake eyes on his card. So just one of those cards where snake eyes isn't where his big gain is. It's on 11. So, but it is a first down, 1st and 10 at the 22. Zach Ertz, tight end, injured on that play, by the way. So he comes out of the game. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line of Dallas. Wentz just hurt for the rest of this game. He'll be available next week. And here's an inside run again. Miles Sanders, defense, guessing pass, and that's 5 yards again. Another white dice beating another defensive tackle. Eagles 2nd and 5 now, inside the red zone at the Dallas 17-yard line. Just trying to get that field goal. Miles Sanders is tired now. They're running him again, though, right at the middle. Defense guessing run, and it's a 2-yard gain. Left guard falls short again for the Eagles. It sets up a 3rd and 3. From the 15, even at the 15, really on a chippy field goal, 10, 11, and 12 are all incomplete. So Harlan's just got to keep him out of the end zone here and try to get that missed field goal. Harlan and the Dallas defense showing blitz out of the 4-3 on 3rd down and 3. Dallas protecting their red zone. They're guessing run. Here's a quick out, but there's 2 men in the zone and incomplete. So Harlan, with 2 men in the correct flat zone, forces the incompletion. And here comes a field goal attempt. 2 through 9 is good, and it's good, but there's a penalty. Let's see who it's on. Holding against the Eagles. Big penalty. Backs it up 10 out to the 28. It's still 2 through 9 here. But another shot at a miss, 2 through 9, it's good. So even after a big penalty, that's a nice field goal for Jake Elliott. And the Eagles now up 34-17 with 9:54 to go here in this game. Dallas tries the desperation kick return to try to get that touchdown, and it doesn't work out for them. They'll take over at their own 9-yard line. Eagles outgaining them 411 to 279 so far in this game. Here's a sideline pass for the Cowboys to CeeDee Lamb. And he's got a short gain, beating the linebacker with a white dice. Lamb for 15 out to the 24-yard line. So 9 minutes left. Dallas needs 17 points. Dallas will go to 3 wide receivers out of the shotgun. Eagles out of the nickel. And we're looking deep to Amari Cooper. He is doubled. Incomplete. There's a flag, and Dallas hit with holding. I wanted to look at penalties because the Eagles had that penalty a moment ago, and I didn't remember them having a penalty before that in the game. They probably did, I'm sure. So 4 penalties, 25 for Philly, 7 for 46 for Dallas. Dallas's average drive has started on their own 17-yard line today. 1st and 20. Here's an inside draw to Elliott and just a 3-yard gain. The center just needed to be a 4 with that white-sided dice, but he wasn't. And that's going to be 2nd and 17, Dallas at their own 17-yard line. And they're flowing along this time. Michael Gallup, and it's incomplete. Andy Dalton on his own card couldn't find it, and Dallas is now 3rd and 17 at their own 17. Just 7:48 to go. This game all but over. Not really, but it's a tough haul. Here's a 7-yard run, and that gets it to 4th and 10 on the Pollard run. And so we wonder if Dallas will go for it. They will not. 4th and 10, they're at their own 24, and they're going to punt it. And looks like that's a 40-yard punt on a roll of 10. And fair catch there by Greg Ward. Eagles taking over at their 36. So time to work the clock here in Philly. They have a 17-point lead at home. Dominated the first half of this game with 31 points and 360 yards. Miles Sanders, the single setback, 2 tight end formation. Here's a quick out to Dallas Goedert. Incomplete. Found a hole on the defensive flat pass card. Second and 10 at the 36. Cowboys are going to show blitz again. And here's an off-tackle run to Miles Sanders. Defense was guessing pass this time, and there's a good split roll, 15 yards on the defensive card. 2 through 7 and 12. Hits the 7. And Miles Sanders now 19 carries for 143 yards in this game. Now in Dallas territory with 6 minutes to go. 1st and 10 at the 49. Quick slant. Short yardage was the defensive call. Carson Wentz still moving the ball. Goddard 5 yards. Quite literally the worst possible result on his card on flat pass wrong. But still positive yards. 2nd and 5 at the Dallas 44. Goddard with 9 catches. And on 2nd and 5, Carson Wentz going to sneak it up the middle. And Wentz hitting a good number there. That's a short gain. And Carson Wentz runs for 15 yards. First and 10 Eagles at the 29-yard line of Dallas as they just continue to have a lot of success offensively in this game. Here's an off tackle run to Corey Clement. Defense was guessing run, and that's going to cost him a yard. We mentioned the Dallas defense struggling here today. Dallas defense ranks 17th, which kind of surprises me. Dallas defense ranks 5th against the pass and 31st against the run. Looks like a lot of teams running on Dallas. 165 yards a game, basically, is what the Dallas defense is giving up. And here's a run, 3 yards for Corey Clement, and that's 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 at the Dallas 27. Jalen Hurts is on. So we've got the quarterback change. And there's another run, 4 yards. Low usage run containment. Stop that run at 4. And the Eagles 4th and 4 from the 23. Elliott going to kick the field goal. It is good. The 40-yarder goes through, and the Eagles extend to a 37-17 lead. 2:42 to go in this one. A deep kickoff. We'll see if Dallas wants to bring it out. They do, and they get a penalty, and they can make Philadelphia re-kick. I assume they will. So Philly kicking again. 8 yards deep, so it's actually 3 yards deep after that penalty. Pollard going to run it out again. And 27-yard return out to the 24-yard line. So Pollard, 4 kick returns today for 22 per. He actually came into the game 6th in the USFFL with a 29.7, I think, on the kick returns. First and 10, Dallas at the 24. Out of the dime, the Eagles defense, and they're going to pitch it out to Tony Pollard, and he runs out of bounds for 6. 2nd and 4, Dallas at their own 30, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. Playing out the string here. 4 wide receivers for Dallas. Pollard, the single setback. They're going to go ahead and pitch out to him again. And Pollard on his car, double sixes. He's got a short gain, and that's 13 yards and a first down. He gets out of bounds, too. Dallas out to their 43-yard line. So Harlan not done. Offense still working, churning, trying to get points. Eagles will stay back in the prevent defense. 3 wide receivers. And a halfback, Pollard behind Dalton. Here's a short pass to C.D. Lamb. And flushed out of the pocket now is Andy Dalton. He's looking in the flat. On his card, it's receiver, and that's a 6-yard gain. Tony Pollard on his card on that button hook, and it's 2nd and 4. Dallas from their own 49 now. 90 seconds left in this game. Dallas going to fall to 2-6 on the season. Here's a pitch out to Tony Pollard, and that's a pickup of 5 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 at the Philly 46. Dallas calls its first timeout. The Giants play Tampa Bay tomorrow at home. If Kaplan can win that game, the Giants would move to 5-3, and that would mean a full 3-game lead over the Cowboys. Dalton flushed out of the pocket again. He's looking flat, and he's got a 16-yard completion. Nice catch and run there by Dalton Schultz. And the Cowboys are 1st and 10 at the Philly 30-yard line. So Cowboys are racking up some garbage time yards here. Bruce staying in the dime, making sure he works his way down the field, and the Cowboys are doing that slowly but surely with pitches to the running back and dump passes. Here's an off-tackle draw to Tony Pollard, and that's going to be no gain. White die of 4 doesn't beat the defensive tackle. And it's 3rd down and 10 now. 45 seconds to go here. Dallas at the Philly 30-yard line. Eagles back in the dime again. We mentioned Dallas will fall to 2-6. The Eagles will improve to 4-4. There's an incomplete pass, 4th and 10 now. We assume with 37 seconds to go, Dallas will go for it. The Eagles improve to 4-4. And if the Giants lose tomorrow, they'll be 4-4. And these two teams play their second game in 2 weeks next week, so that'll be a big one. Unless there's a bye that I'm not seeing here. Either way, there's a sack. So on 4th down, Fletcher Cox gets his sack in this game, his 6th. He's among the league leaders. Just 30 seconds to go. Off-tackle run to Corey Clement. That's 3 yards. We'll see if Dallas wants to burn a timeout or if they're going to let it run out. And they're going to let this clock run out. So that's going to do it from Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field. Another home division victory for the Eagles, 37-17 over the Cowboys. So we'll see if these guys like to join the broadcast here in a second. Wentz was hot. Bruce says he's not wrong there. And he is indicating he'll be out for the broadcast. Tough game for Dallas there. Hopefully the guys will be out here in a second. We can look at the, oh, come on. I wanted to see the box score. So Dallas outgained 455 to 346, and that's being a little generous in as much as some of the garbage time yardage that Dallas was able to put up there at the end of the game. Wow, nice red zone efficiency for Philly. 34 of 42, 81%. 70% completions on the day for Carson Wentz, 24 to 34. Here we go. And looks like we have Bruce. How we doing, buddy?
Excellent. Excellent.
I bet you are. That was a good looking game on your part.
Yeah, I could do no wrong. Everything was just clicking. That was one of the best games Wentz has played in 3 years.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely tremendous in this game. 70% completions, and I don't know if you're aware or if you took the time to look. Do you know how many offensive yards you had by halftime?
No.
How does
Was
360 grab you?
Yeah, it was crazy.
360, and all those points from a team that came into this game ranking 30th in points per game. And
Yeah.
you had 31 by halftime.
Yeah.
So there are always going to be days like this for both teams, and it certainly was a good day for you. Were you managing the carries? I noticed you doing some linebacker draws again to your quarterback. Is that kind of protecting the runs, the available runs that you have again with Boston Scott out this time?
Yeah, exactly. At least I had Sanders back, but even still, he gets fatigued. 17's a lot, but it's still got to watch out. Excuse me, he can run out of carries as well. So which he did at the end anyway. But so that's why I throw in Corey Clement every once in a while too. But
Yeah, I saw that, and
yeah,
that's smart. I mentioned that you're mixing up your carries and saving it in case you need it, which you really didn't. You put up so many points in the first half, and one of the things that did, Bruce, is really takes. I think not so much in a typical year, but in a year when Dak Prescott's really not available, he was hurt in real life last year and everything. Really takes Dallas out of their game. Ezekiel Elliott comes into this game. Only Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook had more carries on the year. he's pounding the rock to Ezekiel, which you have to, with the quarterback that you have going on there with Dalton and everything. But unfortunately, you fall behind so quickly and Dallas is taken out of their game. Did you really focus on the run, or was that more an effect of the dice, in your opinion?
Uh, I can't say that I focused on it, but I knew that I was aware that he had Pollard who's dangerous on the end
Oh,
runs,
yeah.
and Zeke's got the 6-7 short gains on there. So yeah, I didn't want to call it pass 100% of the time, but
Right.
in the second half I almost did because I was so far ahead that you know I figured it made sense to call pass most of the time. But
Sure.
I kind of mixed
Sure.
it up in the first half. But he couldn't get anything going. I felt bad for Harlan because you know either be a sack or a penalty or something and incompletion. So he was second and long, third and long.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, how many third and 18s or, third and 17, third and 18s did he have? Oh, man. Like,
Yeah, he had unfortunate field position a lot of the game, and some of that's just dictated by circumstance. Harlan, we welcome, by the way, Harlan. We were just
Oh,
talking
thanks. Yep.
about your
Congrats, Bruce.
thanks,
yeah,
Harlan.
we were
Sorry it
just
wasn't a
talking
closer
about
game, but
your run game. You've kind of relied on it. Ezekiel comes in, only 2 running backs in the USFFL have more carries, but he was kind of taken out of the game a little bit. I mean, obviously not
Because
so
he
much
fell
as his
behind more
performance,
or less.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you got fought behind so much that you couldn't lean on the run like you wanted to, I think, right?
Yeah, you can't really run a whole lot when you're behind, except when the game was basically already decided and Bruce would run the 3-2-6. I was running a little bit, but that didn't really have any relevance on the game. Hoping
Yeah.
Pollard would get a long gain maybe, but I think the penalty on the touchdown early hurt, and Zeke lost a fumble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
big.
Usually you can count on Wentz having at least one snap fumble every game, and
Yep.
I didn't expect he would complete 70% of his passes. So it was, I'm whatever. I mean, it's just the way the game goes.
Yeah.
This season, every game has been going like that except one. The only
I feel
game
you, Harlan. My quarterback has made a lot of guys, or some of my defense has made a lot of quarterbacks look good this year. So I
And
do
Sanders,
feel
you just hope to contain him, but he hit a lot
Yeah.
of big rolls too. But
And the other problem about getting behind from Philly is anytime you have to play catch up with that team and you're staring across their defensive front and all those blitz ratings and stuff, that makes it a little scary trying to work your way back too.
yeah, I think he only had 2 sacks, which wasn't terrible, but I don't know. It just seemed like I never could get anything going.
no, that's exactly what I saw too. Yeah, you couldn't get anything
I
going.
mean, in the first half, I think you scored every time you had the ball. And you went for that early 4th and 2, and you got it. And if you would not have got that was a gutsy call on your part. That could have changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Are you talking about the very first possession?
Very first
Yeah.
possession. Yeah.
What was that decision about? That surprised
Was like-
me too.
I was just I wanted to get things going. I wanted to get the lead, so I wanted to get some points right off the bat. So I was willing to gamble in my own end there. I know it was a 2-yarder, not a 1-yarder, but
Yeah.
Sanders came through with a clutch roll because you called it right, Harlan.
Yep.
He hit
Yeah,
the
that's
run, and I think he
right.
even had the hole plugged.
Yep.
So and he hit a 10, I think, on his card for 3-yard gain. So yeah, I pulled that one out of the hat.
Yeah, it's that immediately that was such a big play in this game. I thought so. So hey, looking ahead, so Dallas, I see you have Pittsburgh next. Now I know you're 2-6, but if the Giants lose tomorrow and they're playing Tampa Bay, you're only 2 games behind in the division.
I'm trying to follow the Dallas Cowboys' actual results from last year. I think they were actually
Where does that lead?
2-7 at one point.
Okay.
They won, if you remember, they won 3 of their last 4 games and almost had a chance to make the playoffs in the division, but they lost the last weekend to the Giants. So Washington's got ahead of them.
Well, I certainly would say that in this division, with these teams and 4-4 maybe being the best after 8 weeks, you're not out of it. You just got a heavy.
My run
heavy
defense
burden.
is just so weak, and you can't really plug the gaps every time.
Although I was kind of surprised. I noticed when I was looking at at least the stats that I pulled, like your defense in total yards allowed only ranks 17th, which, considering how bad your cards are, I was kind of surprised it wasn't worse than that. So, I mean, that's a compliment. There's a compliment in there, Harlan. So I think
you get so far behind early in games that teams take it easy. I mean, don't rack up as many yards. Although I did have a shutout against Arizona. I think that might be the only shutout I've ever had in the league, and that was like he went for it on fourth down early, like Bruce did. Only he didn't get it, and that completely changed him. Then it was snowballing against him.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, if he doesn't get this, maybe this will be another Arizona game. But then he got it, and it's like,
So
Sorry.
So Bruce, I think you have the opportunity to move into first place in the division next week, or maybe not. So I know you just beat the Giants and now the Cowboys back to back at home.
I think I got a
And
bye
your
week
next-
coming up.
And your next game is against the Giants.
Yes.
Do you have a bye week now?
I think a bye week and then the Giants, I believe. Yeah.
Right. So there's another week in between it, but really two out of 3 games are against the Giants. You
Yeah.
already beat him that one. So if you can beat him, even if he does beat Tampa tomorrow to go to 5-3, you win the next time you meet him. You would have the tiebreaker and the same record. So you've got a big game coming up against the Giants.
It's a big game. Yeah, Scott's a good player though.
How's your injury status on that? Is Scott out for that game too?
No, he's overused, so he
Overused.
should be back because just because it's one more game sat, so he'll be back. The injuries was to Fulgham. I think he'll be back.
Yeah.
And
I think all of your injuries I saw said available next week. I was
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
so.
looking at
Yeah.
that.
and I lost my middle linebacker for a couple games, so
Yeah, I saw that.
lose
Which
4 to a 0. Not a big.
that's a
deal.
big loss for you because you have these 2 0-rated linebackers on the outside, and now with the middle linebacker out, you're staring at zeros across the board. So
Yeah.
that's tough to play defense that way, no matter what you've got going on the rest of the team. So
Yeah.
But you guys will work it out, I'm sure. So. Hey, congratulations on the win. Seriously.
yeah, congrats, Bruce.
Always good to
Thanks.
cover the NFC least, as we call it, outside of that division. Or I should say
Yeah,
that's what
I mean,
hear
if a
it called.
team can win 2 or 3 games in a row, they're right in the thick of things. But
That's right.
I don't see that happening right now with my team. But you never know.
Yeah,
I'm
you've
just
got
hoping-
Pittsburgh next week, and that's a tough one.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping for one more win they get.
Minnesota's pretty tough. But
Yeah.
then they've
But
got
they haven't
Dalvin
won-
Cook, and I don't know if I can stop Dalvin.
Minnesota looks, though, a little tougher than they've been because I
Yeah.
think Vince has got them at a
2-5. Yeah.
they're not playing very well. I couldn't remember what the record was, but yeah, it shows 2-4, and they lost to Green Bay. So yeah, they're 2-5. So, you never know. But listen, I'm with you that if I have them on the horizon, I'm looking at that 2-5 record and I'm saying, yeah, that looks nice, but I'm scared to death of this team. So
Any team that especially has a really good
Yeah.
running back.
yeah, you've got that kind of running
makes me
back.
nervous.
And he
Where
receives out of the backfield with the A rating as well. And then you've got good receivers, a good quarterback. The defense is pretty good. So there's plenty to be worried about in that game. So, but like you said it yourself,
you just play them out. and see
stay
what
the
happens.
fight and hope to win some division games down the stretch, right?
Let's hope. I think
Certainly
it
you've
puts
got-
me 0-3 in the division right now.
Well, certainly you've got next year to look for because Dallas is lighting it up. You
Let's
gotta
hope
be
they keep it
excited about
up.
that, right? Right.
Well, I think their 2020 run defense was the worst run defense in Dallas history. If I
Yeah,
remember
I think I
correctly.
did.
They
hear
gave
that.
up an average of 5-something yards a carry.
Yeah.
And then next year, there's no guarantee in Strat, but the Cowboys are creating a lot of turnovers in 2021. With that, was it Trayvon Diggs or whatever? I
Sure.
think he's got
Yeah.
6
Oh
or
my gosh,
7
yeah.
interceptions, and but look at the Dolphins. It doesn't always translate into your Strat team because I think the 2020 Dolphins had a lot of turnovers, but I think he maybe has 1 interception through 7 or 8 games.
Yeah. So you never know. And you never know all these games we play. You guys could play it again and watch Harlan blow you out. You just never know.
That these games can go either way. I mean, sometimes it's just that the key fourth down. If I stop them there, that could have completely changed the game.
Yep.
But then there was another one I kind of showed blitz and did short yardage, and he threw over the top of me, which credit to him. That was a good call. But
Yeah.
that was like
you
a
had to take some
60-yard
chances at
gain.
some point.
Yeah. Then I was like, that was a stupid call on my part, but I thought since I was showing blitz, he would think I was going to show a pass defense, and he'd run it because it was like a short yardage play, and he went deep and got it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Rieger had like 140 something yards receiving, I want to say.
Right, and Miles Sanders had 140 something rushing.
Yeah.
I also noticed, Bruce, that it was really a two-pronged attack. I know at one point I made mention on the broadcast that Carson Wentz had 22 completions, and 16 of them were to Rager and Goddard. You were really leaning heavy on those guys.
Yeah, Goddard's my best receiver card-wise, and Rieger has the B yak.
Yep.
So he's good for the flat passes and stuff, and hoping to break one out of those. So and he got a couple.
He had that big
catches with yak
63-yarder. In fact, he had 2 catches that put you into the red zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rieger was big in this game for sure.
But there's a good chance he'll be overused for next game, because he had to get
which is that
some catches
Giants
this
game, which is that Giants game that you need so much. But
yeah,
that's going to be the Giants haven't played yet this week, have they?
No, so that's our last game. We now, after this broadcast, we just have one game left. Tomorrow morning, the Giants are hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so that's, Giants can win that game, but I would say it's still a tough haul and would kind of expect Tampa to win it. They are the Super Bowl winner in real life after all. So
the Giants have
their hands full.
Yeah, they beat some tough teams. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat the Rams.
Yeah, or was it? Didn't
tough.
They beat San Francisco?
They beat San Francisco.
Is that right?
Yep.
So they beat Pittsburgh, San Francisco, the Rams, and Dallas. Those are their 4 wins. So those are pretty good wins, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the Rams have a really good team, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I would.
It looks like Bruce almost beat them in the second game of the season, but you lost.
Yeah, well, I fumbled a kickoff late in the game, and he scored the go-ahead and winning touchdown. He scored and was within 4 points, I think it was, and I fumbled the ensuing kickoff at my own end, and he scored the go-ahead with I think you were watching that game, Tim. It was like under 2 minutes to go or something, and he scored the game-winning touchdown off a fumble. Tough way to lose that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was the MegaCast night, and you all were the late game, if I remember right.
Could be.
So
if the Giants lose, we have a tie at 4-4 at the top. So I guess the
That's
Cowboys
right.
are only 2 games back at that point, which isn't. But just the way they
it's
play,
bad,
and
but it's still doable. What about the Redskins? So it shows 3-4, and they're
undefeated in the division. Washington is.
Are they?
Yeah,
they sure are. You're right, and they're 3-4, so they're right there too. So yeah, we've got
I think they have a bye this week, and then they've got the Giants next week, and then Bruce has the Giants the week after that. So,
fun times in the AFC or the NFC East, man. I'm looking forward to watching this one play out. I didn't necessarily mean to broadcast another game from you guys, but I'm open on Saturdays, and if you're going to keep scheduled on Saturdays, you just might see me.
The Saturday's the best day for me. That's why I keep scheduling them for the Saturday 3 to 6 o'clock Central Time, because I'm home alone, so it all works out.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
So tell us about your win over the Jets the other night, Tim. I read the summary, and it looked like it's pretty crazy.
I mean, literally, there's 4 minutes plus left in the game, and I haven't been in the red zone. Just, again, one of those games, I actually feel quite guilty because I've never struggled with dice more than I've struggled this year. And I've always, even with all this bad dice, my net is still positive. Obviously, I'm not going to complain. I'm great on dice. I've been very lucky over the years, even before this league. But the dice have been terrible this year, and my calls haven't been any better. But I've somehow gotten enough luck to win some games that I had no business winning, and this one was the worst. I had no business winning that, needing 16 points with 4 minutes to go. No business, but...
Yeah, I feel bad for Donnie losing that one. He probably expected to lose going into it, but then when you're up that much with just a few minutes left, then you start thinking, hey, I can win this one.
Yeah, Rich made a comment earlier in the year. It was, and I think I've mentioned this before, but it really meant something to me. Rich is right when he said that we need to, show some honor and some respect for some of these guys that play these teams that perennially struggle. And there he is with the Jets, year in and year out, keeps coming back, and The league's only as good as every member in the league, and so I just appreciate him, and I've been rooting for him. I'm rooting for these teams that have those difficult card sets, and so for that reason, I really did feel kind of bad taking. And if I'm being honest, I had given up a little bit because I had miscalculated. I thought I was down 17, and then I found out. I looked up and I was like, wait, that's 16. I'm like, all right, no, and then the next thing I know, everything started working. So I don't know. You do what you do, I guess. I was very lucky. So, but anyway, listen,
Congrats
guys.
again, Bruce. We'll see you
Congrats on
down
the win, Bruce.
road.
That's two big wins, and another big game on the horizon. We'll be looking forward to that. And hate to cover the NFC East 3 weeks in a row, but we'll see. I guess it'll be not quite that because you have the bye, but. Yeah, I may be looking at that Giants-Eagles game if you guys are still sitting there ready to go on a Saturday. So we'll see. But, hey, I appreciate you guys sharing the game with us and coming out after, man. Good luck the rest of the way. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys as the season goes on, all right?
Take care.
Happy
Halloween.
You too. I'll have the game posted out there for you guys.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Guys, that's it. Everybody, we are done here. Final score, 37 to 17. Eagles beat the Cowboys. And this is the USFFL broadcast signing off.